sport to the field mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports, Two Men On with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sport.
Mike's hot.
Hello, Albuquerque. It's Thursday. You know what that means? That actually means that Isaiah is going to do his first hello. Okay, Isaiah, you ready?
Oh, gosh.
Are you ready? Do you need to hear it again? You need to hear it one more time? Van, you want to go? Hello. Oh, that's a good one. All right, now I'll hit you with one, too. You ready? Hello. All right, you ready? Isaiah Johnson's first hello. Here it is.
Hello.
All right, that's a good start.
That is not bad.
That's not bad.
I don't want to go that extra
Hello.
pitch. I don't know where my voice will go.
Yeah.
We might even go higher than that.
Yeah.
It might sound like a mouse is back here.
I'm just back here in the helium balloon. That's what you're worried about?
Sound like I got a puppy back here that stepped on his paw.
I mean, whoa. What was that, dude?
Well, we've all
I just got like super sad.
We've all felt that guilt before.
Oh, I kick my dog all the time. Not on purpose.
No.
Not on purpose.
Only when the Cowboys lose.
My dog's a corgi, so it's a herding dog. So as you can imagine, it's like right next to my feet all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it doesn't pay attention. And sometimes it gets kicked in its floofy little butt.
So when you do kick it, does it go, hello? What it does. We're live in the studio. Going to be a good one today. Going to be a fast one today. We're taking you up until Isotopes baseball, but that's also up until NBA Finals basketball. We're going to talk about that at length.
Yeah.
How does Kendrick Perkins still have a job?
Oh, that's where you want to go with this? There are a million
I just
storylines.
saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, what is going on?
Well, he sucks.
If social media didn't exist, he would not still have the job.
Does he do social media?
Well, no, it's very easy to clip him up and then post him and get reactions.
All right, clip him up. I thought was a barber phrase.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Is that
Like-
for barbering?
There's this picture of
For
him
coupons?
standing next to when the Thunder gave him his little
Thunder.
tribute, I guess. He was standing next to Stephen A. Smith.
Wait.
And the angle of it just made him look like a flounder fish. Like, I don't know. Made him
No,
look
I think
like
his human body does that.
Well, the angle was worse.
Now, why did the Thunder give him a thing?
Not the Thunder. It was the
Celtics.
yes.
I couldn't
They've
tell
been-
you what teams that Kendrick Perkins played for.
He was the sixth best player on the Big Three championship Celtics.
Yes.
I recall
Mhm.
And some truly believe that if he played in 2010, that
they would have lost.
though they would have beat the Lakers.
Oh.
People believe, but I don't think he'd have made a difference. But yeah, I guess you got to be at least my age to have any type of respect for Perkins as a basketball player.
Well, I'm just talking about as a person.
I don't remember him ever being good.
He was just all right.
Where did he go to college?
But I do get what you're saying, though, because learning a lot from Fred and Duke City Championship Wrestling.
Let's go.
He's just a heel, right? He's just
he's
Right now,
on
he's
purpose.
100% a heel. He's 100% a heel. It's to the point where he will change his stance and then take a heel take.
That's what Freddie
from like straight to goofy footed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Just change his stance.
so you're talking about skateboarding.
Yeah.
Isaiah doesn't get that.
I do because
Also
of
snowboarding.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
The Warehouse and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. Legendary.
Jump through the glass.
high score.
No.
I could do a 2-minute grind right now. I haven't played it in 30 years. I could do a full 2-minute
Hey.
grind in the basement.
I got hit with that yesterday, boys, on the big PlayStation announcement dealy deal thing. My favorite childhood Final Fantasy game is getting remade. It's getting remade, whatever, 50 years later or whatever it is.
For
Okay.
PlayStation.
Yeah, from PlayStation.
Mhm.
So it goes from, so it came out in 97, 98, whatever. And so what is this, 30 years later? And now it's coming out again. And I was like, I need to buy a PlayStation now. Like because I don't currently have one.
What's the name of the game?
Final Fantasy Tactics. It was like my favorite childhood game. So I was
That's so smart on behalf of PlayStation 30 years later to re-release the game.
it's incredibly
Because like the people who played it when they were a kid, they're now probably in a place in life where they can afford it themselves.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
smart.
Well, I was running the thing. If I buy the new PlayStation 5, if I buy that,
Mhm.
and then if I buy the bundled game that comes with the decorative box with the plushy chocobos and the
Oh, they're releasing the whole system with it.
the whole deal. No, not just the system. So I have to buy the system, but then I buy the collector's edition of the game that I bought 30 years ago that comes with stuffed animals
Yep.
and interactive play mats. If I buy that, I'm over like $1,000 on just this one deal.
Genius.
Because yeah, it's genius. Because the PlayStation's what, 600 and some change or something, $700.
You can get it for 400 now.
No, I'm not buying one from you. Okay,
Well, I mean, at Walmart, go to Walmart, get it for 400.
is that real?
Yeah.
Is it the good one?
Yeah.
Is it HD?
Oh, the new PlayStation Pro might run you $700 maybe.
That's the one I want.
PS5 Pro. Yeah, maybe. Yep.
Now what-
$649. Yep.
That's
What you got
I
to
looked
do.
it up. $700 because you have to do taxes because I'm not tax exempt. Plus the $300 for the bonus game or whatever I just described. I'm like over $1,000 here.
It's a good investment.
Or hear me out. This is
All
what
right,
you do.
Van.
You get a refurbished PS.
Never.
With a warranty.
I don't want the Aaron Rodgers of PS5s.
That's what I would do. That's what I will do when
Aaron
GTA
Rodgers.
6 finally comes
Well,
out.
long story short, it's also on Steam, which I just have on my MacBook, so I think I can just get it.
No.
Oh, you think Europe's got a new COVID?
Are you being serious?
Yeah, there's a new COVID.
Dude, I don't have
spreading
time.
around.
I'm
I know.
doing so well in life.
I know.
Right now.
You got.
Also, still get your PS5 because GTA 6 is coming out.
So hold on.
I mentioned COVID 2, and then Fred's got PTSD 5.
Yeah, from
is what he's
COVID
got.
1. Now, we all, have we talked to the listener about this? Friend of the show. When Grand Theft Auto comes out, you can catch me, Isaiah, and Van. Is it cooperative play or is it?
100%.
Okay.
It has to be.
Well, the story mode won't be, but multiplayer is where it's
But
at.
there is a multiplayer.
Of course.
So you're going to be able to catch me and Van and Isaiah on
Committing capers.
Yeah, on Twitch. Is that one of them?
Twitch is the big one
All right.
now.
So start us a Twitch.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then the three of us, I assume Isaiah will be good. I assume you and I will be funny.
Correct.
And we're going to
I will be present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna pwn noobs on, did I get that right?
Pwn
Noobs. Am I saying that correctly?
We'll go smoke.
Yeah, we're all right.
Okay. No, I guess it's it's a touch a bit aggressive. But if we're talking GTA 6, that's a very, very censored word to use.
Yeah. Assault and just like,
Yes.
okay, got it.
Yes.
But-
Conquer.
Yeah. But literally on the launch date, we're all going remote. We're all starting, we're doing a live broadcast on this show of our commentary of this, plus our Twitch stream where we battle the mean streets. Are they back in Vice City? Is that where they are in this one?
It's a great question.
Miami is Vice City.
There's palm trees in the preview. So I think there's somewhere
So not Liberty City. 'Cause that's New
tropical
York.
adjacent.
Is in the fictional state of Leonida, a parody of Florida, with the core of the game
Told you.
being the city of Vice City.
Let's go. That's Miami. That's
Welcome
Miami.
back.
So
It's good to be back.
Miami.
the map will also include areas inspired by the Everglades and the Florida Keys. Other confirmed locations include Grass Rivers, Mount Calaga National Park, Ambrosia, and Port Gellhorn.
All right. Those are all just made up words, but I'm going to tell you this. The real is the friends we make along the way.
Yeah.
What's wild is we got a new COVID before we got GTA 6.
Again, stop with the COVID updates. I'm not trying to COVID with you.
Co-op my COVID.
All right, there's a ton in sports today. We have so much to hit on. Number one, basketball tonight. Nope, let's make that number two. Let's do Aaron Rodgers number one.
Correct.
Because he is going to play
Obviously.
football again. We're also surprised.
For the not Vikings.
Is that certain?
Not Vikings?
Yeah.
It is certain.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers. The rumors that have been happening for months are finally true. I just wanted him to complete the Favre gauntlet and then go to the Vikings and then, steal from his poor home state.
Hey, Vikings, like Isaiah wants to do to those kids on Grand Theft Auto 6. What the Vikings did to people.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of different stuff you can do. to people in there.
I'm only doing things that make me laugh when I play Grand Theft Auto 6.
I'll be working 2 different shifts. I'll be
Okay,
getting
like
up to
this.
99% completion
Yeah.
on the game.
Also, you do that in your regular life, so I
Yeah.
get that.
Well, no, in regular, I have to do it all the way to completion.
All right, got it.
So at least 99% completion on Grand Theft Auto 6, and then also just have a lot of fun and giggle.
Yeah, I'm sure
It's going to be real weird.
It'll be one of those games where they are 100%, just because all games do it nowadays. They're going to have little things in the story mode that give you like special items or like special access in the multiplayer world.
Yeah, the special access is playing with me and you and Van. That's the special access that people want.
I had a Grand Theft Auto moment today.
Okay.
This morning.
You robbed someone.
No. I got a lady of the night.
Okay.
And then robbed her.
And then robbed her.
No. I was driving down historic Route 66.
You're making your way downtown?
Yeah.
All right.
And this flatbed truck, they were putting out.
Gotta jump it.
They were putting out the ramps.
Gotta jump it.
And then for a moment in my head, I imagined my Ford Maverick flying at speeds unbeknownst to man over this trailer and launching in some other neighborhood.
I had a Grand Theft Auto moment today, too. I successfully parallel parked on Harvard, and a little old lady clapped after I did it, like in one try.
All right.
So,
there's a lot of fun things you can do at GTA.
Most
parallel parking.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Were there parallel parking missions on last Vice City?
No,
I don't recall.
If you parallel parked in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's always people walking down the street. They would stop and clap for you.
I don't remember that.
I promise.
That's
so
wild.
like if you didn't bump the other cars or whatever, that's what happened to me. Also, I'm the Kendrick Perkins of playing Grand Theft Auto 6.
You're the heel, huh?
I'm the heel the whole time.
Yeah, so that kind of goes into play what I do a little bit. What I do for fun is you go find somebody who's minding their business, and then
rock them.
You take them out. Yeah, you take them out, and then you full speed head back to your house, because obviously as soon as they respawn, they're going to try to come find you. But if you get to your house, they can't do anything to you. So then you run back to your house and you pull out your little GTA phone and you message them and you taunt them while you're inside your house. And then you wait like 10 minutes and then you come out of your house, go find them again, take them out, and then race back to your house. You would be surprised when someone turns on GTA and they just want to go do missions or go have fun.
Nope.
And you're that guy that just comes and ruins their mission, and you run back to your house.
That's me to you on this game. Like you're gonna be like, Freddie, get in the shotgun of this car, but I'm just gonna blow up your car.
Say, who bullied you in middle school to where you're bullying people online in a fictional universe?
It's the people online who bully you and make a madman out of you.
Interesting. Now, here's the thing, Van, that you don't know about that Isaiah does when he also plays Grand Theft Auto is if you kill him, what he does is he opens up the browser on his phone, finds your IP address, and then puts your actual address on the internet so that he actually calls the authorities and tells them. It's wild. He does that. Where'd you learn that, Isaiah?
I'm not tech friendly enough to do that. You might be able to pull
anonymous.
Yeah, I can't pull that off. Although it's kind of fun to threaten it sometimes.
Aaron Rodgers is signed with the not Vikings. We'll tell you what that means whenever we get back. Has he signed yet? He's about to sign. It's not the Vikings. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. 8.5 minutes. That's what I'm giving this because we've given it too much already. Aaron Rodgers has informed the Steelers he plans to sign a contract and attend minicamp next week.
That's incredible.
Because you also informed the Steelers that you intended to sign a contract and attend minicamp next week?
Yeah, they're going to give one of us a contract. It's insulting.
I can't believe it's coming down to this.
Yeah.
Try the Browns. See if the Browns, they keep adding guys.
They need another quarterback in that room.
Do the Steelers know about this?
I think the Steelers have been on board for months. I bet everybody except for Mike Tomlin is on board with this thing.
Well, we've talked about Mike Tomlin. He can't coach. We've all come
Luckily, Aaron Rodgers can.
Hey, this is what he needs. He needs like a veteran team. Like he doesn't know how to make young talent good. He knows how to coach guys who know how to play.
Well, no, he's incredible at making young talent
Name
good.
one.
But then he lets them go insane.
They don't win.
Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell,
TJ
Martavis Bryant.
TJ Watt's the guy that you're looking for, Fred.
Does he win?
Yeah.
No, they have not won
Well, win what?
anything.
Well, they won
9 games
at
Yeah.
least.
every
There we
year.
go.
9 games every year.
They don't make winners.
TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year, and he's also, I'm pretty sure, you got the record for the most sacks in the season.
Yeah, but he'd have got that anywhere. He ain't got
Now-
no wins.
Now with DK Metcalf there
Stud.
and the Steelers' good defense, now with veteran Aaron Rodgers, he's going to take them all the way from a 9-win team to a 9-win team. They're not doing anything different.
Isaiah, welcome back.
Except for getting more primetime flex.
9 wins for Rodgers, though, at this point in his career would be a win.
Be a letdown. He used to be a winner.
9 wins.
If Tom Brady didn't do it, he did. We'd be applauding him for even still playing.
Before Tom Brady, there was Vinny Testaverde. Yeah, stud.
He was in bad situation after bad situation.
Vinny
could go.
Vinny could play.
He could go.
Hey, as far as Hurricanes,
Dude,
I went Insanes.
Vinny Testaverde was like a 30-year-old man when he was 19.
He played till he was 55.
Yeah. He's so good. Dude.
I think he wore double nickel one season. He was like,
so fun.
it's like, I'm wearing my age. Now, if you guys remember, Aaron Rodgers also skipped voluntary OTAs last year.
Yeah.
So he's keeping it up. He's the man.
As far as historical talent goes, not a better get in all of sports. As far as people who are going to put out effort and care, also not a better one in
No.
sports.
He fakes caring about football as well as Brett Favre faked welfare fund spending.
Mhm.
He's that good. So there you go. Also, do the Steelers play the Packers this year? Can somebody look that up? Because that's what I need to know.
The Steelers play the Bears. So that's
They
one,
have
that's
to.
one
Yeah.
W.
That means they're playing the North.
Mm.
If they're playing the Bears
They play the Jets week 1.
and they're playing the Packers,
No, yeah, the Steelers play the Jets. I mean, so that's his former team.
well, noted, but do they also play the Packers? That's
On
what I need to know. Give me their schedule. I'll tell you how many wins.
Oh, baby.
I told you, this is sexy.
In Pittsburgh.
Yes. I can't wait for Aaron Rodgers to throw Alan Lazard a touchdown pass against the Green Bay Packers. Is Alan Lazard already signed or is that coming next?
First injury.
Hey, right now, there's an intern in New Jersey right now for the Jets. There's an intern for the New Jersey Jets that is waiting to be asked by someone in the front office to drive Alan Lazard to the airport to get him signed with Pittsburgh and out of there.
I don't want Steelers fan to get too excited.
Because Alan Lazard could drop his boarding pass on the way to
There's
the airport.
an incredible chance that the Steelers could start the season 5-0.
Who are they? Give me their thing. I'll tell you.
Jets,
Win,
Seahawks,
win,
Patriots,
win,
Vikings,
win.
and then a bye week, but they play the Browns.
Okay, win. Who's
Yeah.
after that?
Then they're going to lose to the Bengals.
No,
Then
hold
they're
up.
going to lose to the Packers.
Nope,
Then
beatable,
they're going to
beatable,
lose to the Colts.
beatable,
Then they're going to lose to the Chargers.
beatable,
Then they're going to lose to the Bengals again.
beatable,
Then they're going to lose to the Bears.
beatable.
Then they're going to lose to the Bills. Then they're going to lose to the Ravens. Then they're going to tie the Dolphins. Then they're going to lose to the Lions. And then they're going to get one more win on the Browns.
You just told me the
So
line.
I think 6 wins.
All right, so they're gonna. I think the real number is this. How many total games are there?
I believe there's 17.
Okay, they're gonna be 15-2.
And just lose to the Bengals twice.
There's no way they can be 15-2 because Mike Tomlin sucks.
I see 6 for sure wins, a tie, and 2 maybes. So what does that equal? 9 wins again. Congratulations. Or 8-1 would be sweet too.
9-8 Super Bowl.
If they're somehow no, because they're in the North. There's no way they have a better record than the Bengals and the Ravens. No way.
Are there 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL? Yes.
No, there's probably like 24. And then some other guys.
Aaron is the top 32 guy.
I think he's probably the top 25. There's
No.
24 really good starters in the NFL. Sorry, there's 24 competent starters in the NFL and Aaron Rodgers and 7 other guys.
Yeah, well, 31 guys were just at OTAs, and Aaron Rodgers was in his darkness cave.
I doubt all 31 were at OTAs. Zay, can you get the interns on that?
Hey, Isaiah, if you had to go on a darkness retreat, what cave would you pick?
A darkness retreat.
Yeah.
Which cave?
Uh-huh.
The biggest one.
Yeah, Batman's. The answer is Batman's.
The one with the most light.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be in the darkness.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, Carlsbad Caverns.
Oh, that's a good one. There's
That's a
lights
good
down
one.
there.
Yeah, I got a snack bar downstairs.
And it's
I
chiller.
want the cave with food in it.
Dog, it is chillers down there.
It is a perfect
It-
67 degrees year round.
Is it 67?
I think it's
I think it's
chillier.
55.
I think it's
I think
chillier.
it's 55. I'm looking this up. If it's 55, add it to the list of things that I knew that you didn't. Take your time.
Ah, you were so close.
Yeah.
56.
Oh, that's so close.
That was so close.
What did you say?
67.
That's way off.
And I'm from there.
I feel like my number is the actual number. Like, I'm not sure what you got that reporting from.
Okay, let's see here. The National Parks Service.
Well, did Elon get to them?
They might be an authority. Oh, yeah, they fired the temperature guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know who Elon got to today.
Hey, that was wild.
Yo.
Isaiah, how do you feel when your dads fight like this? Are you cool?
Yeah. You just stay in the middle.
Nice.
How was KKOB listening this morning? Were they just ignored it, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about it at
No,
all.
I didn't talk about it.
No, yeah. It was hit on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hit on.
How did they make them both right?
Yeah. What was the move?
How did they do that?
Nah, it wasn't even like that. But I think just naturally, I mean, anybody on that side, you're probably not gonna. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on where you are. It really depends.
But if you're in reality,
according to one of the sides, he claims he's gonna open up a different lane for the people who are, I guess you can call them realist or undecided.
well, I know what team I'm on. I just wonder what Epps team he's on.
Mm.
You want that one for tomorrow? You can have that one.
Oh, you can pass that on over there.
TJ would go, no, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
TJ would, every time I tell TJ a joke to use on air, he says, shut the door.
You know, I can go in and get ahead of the algorithm segment. This thing I'm seeing here says explain this matchup in NBA terms.
We'll do it as soon as we get back. It's 2
Excellent.
Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. It's time for Zay's algorithm. Hello. You just dropped your phone. Is this real?
No.
What are you doing?
Got it right here in my hand. What do you mean?
Hey, Alan Lazard producing the show, everyone. That's a good one.
Nah.
All right, so you lost the tease. So I just want to make sure we understand. You teased.
No, it's what. Okay, I thought you were gonna. You got some long pauses sometimes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That
is factual.
Well, number one, before we get into the whole, tell me with this matchup, Elon and Trump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Explain it in
Celebrity
like NBA
boxing.
terms.
Celebrity boxing.
Yeah. Explain it in NBA terms, something like that. But first, I'd like to highlight that Lil Wayne is dropping the Carter 7 tonight. So I'll put that for a little side news.
Hold on.
That's in my algorithm.
Not going to be as good as Aesop Rock's new album.
Is that also coming out today?
Last Thursday. Really good.
All right.
I don't even know.
Speculation, but I'm ready.
Okay, so yeah, NBA terms. My first go for this, my first submission is I'm going to say, imagine if Michael Jordan and Adam Silver got into a public dispute over the future of the NBA.
He wasn't the commissioner at the time that he played.
Yeah, right now.
Okay. I'm imagining it. All right.
And also, this is all fantasized, so I could still say Michael Jordan in the 90s versus Adam Silver right now.
All right, first, you need better fantasies, first of all.
Yeah.
All right. I'm now fantasizing it.
In basketball terms, I believe this would be a back alley brawl in between Charles Oakley and Bill Laimbeer. But Charles Oakley is white in this situation.
Who would you take to win?
What's your definition of win?
Yeah.
And the brawl.
They both lose.
Now, are they fist fighting or is this like a game of one-on-one?
You want my real answer?
Mm-hmm.
The United States of America. That's who loses.
We seem to always.
Well, imagine in that scenario where one right now is claiming to be a man of the people.
Is that Adam Silver or Michael Jordan?
Neither of them.
In this situation, that'd be Michael Jordan.
I think it's both of them, actually. They both are claiming that.
They both always claim that, and
No.
neither of them are, because
Right.
the people aren't billionaires.
Now, I believe in your analogy, Michael Jordan is Donald Trump because they both have sneakers. Is that accurate?
No, it's going to be the other way around.
I don't
Adam
know
Silver
Elon Musk to gamble.
Adam Silver would have to be Trump because he's the one in charge.
I mean, that's perception. I mean, a lot of people think Elon's been in charge this whole time.
Well, yeah.
Also, I saw that Team USA basketball team. Nike does seem to be like they're in charge. And that's an actual USA thing.
Mm.
All right. So I'm now team Nike. I think. Also, if I'm actually not, I'm not going to say that on radio that Nike could be listening to because I don't trust them. What's next in your algorithm?
Here, Justin Jefferson says that QB JJ McCarthy reminds him of Joe Burrow.
All right. That's so many J's. So you're saying that JJ thinks JJ is not as good or could be as good as JB?
Says he reminds him of JB.
How's he know JB?
They played together in college.
All right. That counts. I'm going to say that's fair enough.
Yeah, they were on the best college football team ever. And I don't think that's a hot take. No objections?
I just kind of softball that one in for compliments. So, yeah.
Once someone explains Michael Jordan's diss to Adam Silver, Adam Silver is eventually going to be very upset.
What was the diss?
Everything that happened in the news this morning.
You're still doing Elon stuff.
Yeah, duh. Duh. Have we moved on?
Next one.
Puma introducing the Halle 1. So Halliburton's got these new shoes coming out. They're pink. They're like Starburst pink. I don't like these. These actually look pretty ugly.
All right. I just looked up Halle Berry's shoes. Now, what about them?
Well, Halle 1.
I think you said they were pink.
These
they
are incredibly pink.
Van, I have a
Is
feeling you
there-
like them.
I don't dislike them. They're better than a lot of shoes right now. They're better than a lot of basketball
All right,
shoes.
I don't see them.
I don't wear a ton of pink, says the guy who's wearing cream shoes and a cream shirt today, which is super close to pink.
I'm also wearing close to pink.
Now, pink
That
would go
is
good with
brown.
pink.
Yeah, the pink would match my shirt today. I don't hate them. TBD. Put this on hold. Ellipsis, not a period. Let me see them in another colorway, and I'll give you a real opinion, because I would never buy or wear these.
Kids will sweat these. These are what kids want today. So they did that. What's next?
This is nice.
All right.
I like the texture on the midsole. That's kind of cool. It looks like the shoes are wrapped in a bag of worms, and the worms are trying to get outside of the shoe.
Here's the thing, Isaiah. You know that my coast is a soul van.
Mhm. I'm seeing a Puma Halley 1 concept that is in Pacer colors, and they are way better than the all pink ones.
I saw those too. They were better.
I don't dislike them.
Okay, maybe in a different color.
Yep, on hold.
This next one is like, so it's not AI video at all, but you know, people use this edit and they'll like change the color of stuff. Like you take an old video and you can like smoothen it out, kind of make it look more clear. They did this with this video of Babe Ruth taking some swings in 1932, but he's got like a jacket on with pants. So he's not in, I mean, maybe that is uniform. Did he ever have tan pants?
I mean, I believe in his life. Yes.
On his baseball teams. I don't know what his jersey.
You don't even know what teams Babe Ruth played for.
I don't at all. I'll just say the Mets.
Nestle?
I guess I'll just say the Mets.
Just take a wild swing. I know you guys don't have X, but I'll post the link in there.
So
you can see the picture, at least in the group chat.
You're putting in our group chat.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
see a picture of it, but maybe not the video.
All right, so I don't have X, so I don't know how to make this start.
But you can see the thumbnail picture.
All right, so those aren't tan pants.
That's tan.
And you need to turn the brightness up on your phone. So this is for sure an AI video. So I'm gonna say, Van, put this one under things that have fooled Isaiah. Again.
That's not an AI video.
What's the guy's jersey in the back say?
I see.
Listen,
Police.
catch me up.
Police. The police baseball jersey.
What's
That's
that?
what you're going
No, it says P. I mean, I don't know. I don't know baseball teams.
That says PQLCK. You got fooled by an AI video.
False. Also, hey, I'm just
Also, that material, that baseball, that baseball coach nylon windbreaker material did not exist
in
1932.
No, this is the thing that your coach would wear when he was getting old and fat and wanted to sweat
Yeah,
during practice.
that's exactly it.
So he could go drink busy ears after the game or practice with the secretary, because he was also a history teacher at the school. Also, I'm describing one person very specifically in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right, give us one more.
Okay. Moving on. We've got. Oh, it's still in the baseball one. Okay, no pressure, no pressure. That's more Elon. Okay, so Elon Trump's going to dominate my algorithm right here.
I was just provided. It's dominating my algorithm too. I was just provided a meme by a friend of the show who can remain nameless in this one moment.
Yes.
Alien versus Predator.
Okay, I see what you did there.
It's very funny.
It's also 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. The Knicks are cooked, boys. Cooked. I think they got like the 50th overall draft pick or something in this year's draft. They only have one tradable pick in like the next 7 years or something. And I guess it came out today that in all these exit interviews at the end of the year are only on players that are returning, because I think they only have 2 bench players returning, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I guess a bunch of these players were like, hey, Rick Brunson talks too much.
That's very funny.
Your best player's dad is a coach. He talks too much.
Is he going to stay with the next regime? Or is your best player's dad going to get fired and cause a rift in the locker room?
Hey, if he get your kid's gone.
I've had one of those situations, and it kind of sucks a little bit because you have to listen to him because he knows a bit what he's talking about. But at the same time, always in the back of your mind, it's like, if your son wasn't here, you wouldn't even care about me. So it's like, are you really in the best interest of me? It's like, is anything you're telling me to do all going to be to benefit your son? Like, or is it about bettering me? Now, when you're like Deion Sanders and you're the coach of the quarterback, it kind of works because, I mean, like, if the quarterback succeeds, the offense succeeds.
Now, also, this is from Sam Amico, this reporting, so it's not overly trustable. But I like this insight, Isaiah, because now you don't just hate the coach, but you hate his son even more, even though you probably already hated his son. Did you hate his son before his dad was your coach?
No. I mean, I liked them both, but it's just in the back of your mind, you know that. But like we played I played next to him, so
we know you pretty well. You kind of hate everyone.
Not true.
How do you feel about people you're playing against on Grand Theft Auto?
Nothing but love.
Okay,
Just
not what you
lies.
described
Just
earlier.
lies to
It's
us.
all having fun. All nothing but love. Also, they say swing first. Don't wait to get hit.
Why don't the Knicks want to have nice things? I don't understand. Jalen Brunson could have got a max contract that you would have been forced to sign because he's one of the best players in the NBA. Did you a favor and signed a sweetheart deal, and then you leak information that people hate his dad? What? The what?
This team doesn't have it figured out.
See you again in 25 years, Knicks.
Hey, do you remember from 2001 to 2020 when we won one playoff series ever? And then in the last 4 years, we went to the play, or 4 out of 5, we went to the playoffs and we won series multiple times. And then we made it to the conference finals. Let's go ahead and get rid of that guy. Also, our best player's dad is a jerk. What? Shut up. Stop talking already. Go into the off season. Try to get a draft pick anywhere. 50th. That's their first draft pick this year. 50th.
They're gone for like the next 5 years, correct? Because they gave up 4 or 5 first rounders for Michael Bridges.
Mm-hmm. This is no movie. There's no Michael Bridges.
Hmm?
I was trying to do a Mekhi Phifer joke. I couldn't.
Okay.
It was a reach.
It was. It's okay. I appreciate the effort.
Yeah,
You're trying, and that's what's important.
Thank you. If you fire my dad, I quit.
That's not how contracts work.
In the NBA, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Also, I mean, if any of the players really liked him that much, nothing's stopping them from just doing a separate session. Or he can still have influence. It's not like he can't talk to them. So at the end of the day, it'll always be the player's choice.
What if it's a thing where they're absolutely right though? What if Thibodeau was like, hey, guys, do this approach. But then Brunson comes over, Brunson Sr., and he's like, actually do this thing instead that'll win. So all this feedback is actually a positive. And he's going to end up being the next coach. And we've all been duped by the packaging.
Right.
Strong possibility. Also, you don't have anything left in your tank. Don't upset your best player. Like, he obviously loves having. Hold up. What if Jalen Brunson Jr. hates that senior is there? And this is all from him.
From him? Oh, that's dirty
it.
work
Yep.
right there. Also wouldn't surprise me.
If you had to spend so much time with your dad, nope, not at work. See you at holidays, brother.
That's
or
a lot.
Father.
That's a lot.
See,
Dang. You call your dad, bro.
yeah, what's up, bro?
Dang, what a flex.
Yeah. Isaiah always hits him with the pops.
Hmm.
You a pops guy, Isaiah?
No, if it's to him, I say dad.
But if you're talking about him,
Yeah.
Then pops.
Corn
Or
pops.
dad.
or if he was coaching you, would you say coach?
Yeah, usually that's like a rule
I think that is a rule.
that
Sure.
usually the parent enforces that rule.
That's the problem with Bronny. He always calls LeBron Papa or whatever he calls him. Is it
Because he's
Papa?
French.
Is he Papa?
Papa. Papa.
I feel like he calls him Papa.
Papa. I'm open.
Papa, I'm in the corner. Yes, Bronny.
Ouvrir. Papa, ouvrir. That's I'm open in French.
Where the shadow touches Bronny, you must never go there.
It's called Cleveland.
Yeah. Papa, I'll never go back to Akron. NBA Finals for an hour. It's 2 minutes on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Day Sports Animal. Hey, I just found out my cough button doesn't work.
Or your sneeze button.
I was using my cough button for a sneeze.
New nickname for my. Never mind. I'm not doing that.
Nope, don't do that. All right, here's what's up. If you're playing Prize Picks, promo code KNML, get $50 hairs in your first $5 hair lineup. You have 1 hour and 28 minutes to pick more on Tyrese Halliburton. He's the power play today. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
So-
I'm going to combine that with baseball. I don't trust the first game.
So I did a bunch of Nerfies today. All three of my morning Nerfies hit.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So I'm about to have Cleveland and New York. Max Fried is probably going to win the Cy Young, which is crazy for you because that upsets you. That's not a right now conversation.
Why would that upset me?
Because he's a snitch.
It's a different person.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who this other cat is, this Cicioni. And Cleveland's not very good, but I'm still taking the less on 0.5 first inning runs.
I doubt Max Fried gives up a first.
Same.
Yeah.
So
now you're coin flip with the other guy.
yeah, and then Leiter and Pepoit. I don't know who that is for Tampa Bay and Texas, but both of them kind of have booty.
Ryan Pipio.
They both kind of they have booty offenses, so I feel pretty good about it.
I like that one too.
So I need Tyrese Halliburton to do well. So if you're going to play Prize Picks today, you can get the Tyrese Halliburton power play. It is 13.5 points. There you go.
Is Cole Reagan's getting over 5 strikeouts?
Depends on his pitch count. This is his first game back. Historically, I would say yes, but I don't know how long of a leash he has.
How long is his leash?
I'd say about 80 pitches. First game back would be my guess.
Now, the Cardinals put it in play a lot.
Why is Aaron Judge been hitting so bad?
He's not. Who's told you this?
Well, his hitting score for the fantasy score for the past 3 games is 4, 4, and 6, but his line right now is at 9.5.
That's incredible for normal human beings. 4, 4, and 6.
Yeah,
for Aaron Judge, that's a bad game.
Well, before he has 19-31 against the Dodgers. In the last game versus the Dodgers. 4.
Right. Hey, how's your boy doing?
He had 2 hits in the game. He's been playing.
We on
They
Rave
won-
Watch?
Yeah, they won 10-7 last time I looked. I don't know if they played since.
So I'm trying to find Ray right now on Prize Picks. He's not there. I mean, what's the deal? You can't make Prize Picks?
That's the new standard. I guess you have to reset the bar, right? You get to the league. And once you get to the league, now you got to get on Prize Picks.
John Rave has started off 3 for 15 so far in his career with a run. It's going to take him taking a minute to adapt to major league pitching. Got a sweet swing.
Just under 90 minutes away from the start of the basketball game.
Matthew Liberatore, is he getting over 4 strikeouts? I mean, he's had at least that every single game. Why would it drop?
If KC is a contact team, I do like that one because if he just gets 4, it's a push. I doubt he only gets 3. Framber Valdez, his goblin, I think is a no-brainer.
So the way you're doing it, Isaiah, and I'm not telling you how to play Prize Picks, but here's how I play Prize Picks. So you're obviously looking at the St. Louis Cardinals and the Kansas City Royals game.
I'm known popular.
Okay. So like, for instance, say you're picking Matthew Liberatore to get pitcher strikeouts 4 or more, right? So then go to the Royals game and go to hitter strikeouts and then pick players to strike out.
The most likely
strikeout. Yeah. So for instance, if you go there and like you think Liberatore is going to get 4 strikeouts, you want to put like 0.5 on Furman, the catcher for Kansas City. He could very well strike out.
Or the rookie Caglione.
Yeah.
Rookies strike out a lot.
I guess Salvador Perez is probably catching today. Salvador Perez.
Well, he DHs when he doesn't catch.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be in no matter what.
Yeah. That past Quantino, he strikes out a little bit.
Hey.
Nick Lofton will strike out once, probably not twice. Hey, update. Caglione has 1.5, so that would be a tougher one.
Sure thing.
But
right there.
Mikhail Garcia, 0.5 is a maybe.
So Bobby Witt Jr., yeah, he's usually striking out once a game. It's got on here.
He swings hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of like, and I'm not telling you how to play, but that's how I regularly play it. And I believe you're aware that I regularly win. And
Yeah,
same
so
thing.
Freddie Furman, you think he's going to strike out?
I mean, he could.
I mean, he hasn't the past 3 games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, regardless if he hasn't, somebody has to strike out. And if you're picking a guy to strike out that many players,
Yeah.
like
Gotta go all in.
Ivan Herrera for the Cardinals strikes out a lot.
Yeah.
Like, take him. Like, that's a safe one. Lars Nootbaar will.
He's a contact guy.
Yeah, but he struck out before. Brendan Donovan, is he an option? Did you pick the Kansas City Royals pitcher? Pick Brendan Donovan. He strikes out too.
I picked Libertor to go more on strikeouts. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so definitely get Brendan Donovan to strike out.
I like low numbers for strikeout pitchers because the ones that don't have a hook, so like you can push.
Yeah. These are all. It's a 0.5 for Brendan Donovan. I mean, that's an easy one to me. But there you go. That's how you double up. Because if you get,
Well,
go ahead.
so I've got the Cardinals pitcher for more.
All right. So you need Royals hitters to strike out.
Yes.
Yeah. Does this logic make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
But Brendan Donovan's a Cardinals player. So if I take him to strike out,
Well, my mistake. I thought you also had the Royals pitcher. So I thought you had Reagan's as well. I thought you asked about that. So that's what I'm like, you always double them up is what I'm trying to get to.
okay. I like this one I got built so far, at least.
All right.
I got Halliburton, his discount. Then I got Valdez's Goblin. Then I got Libertor more strikeouts. I got Witt Jr. striking out,
Okay.
Furman striking out,
Yep.
and Jonathan India striking out.
Whoa.
India
is ice cold.
Yeah, his is a Goblin. So
Well, I like the way you're playing the game. And now instead of just rooting for Cowboys running backs to get more than 100 yards or whatever your previous approach was.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and submit that bad boy.
Well, we're on the same page here.
Deuce Vaughn gets more than
That's who it
one
was.
carry. Deuce Vaughn gets more than 1.5 carries.
0.5 carries. And then he, like Isaiah's like just watching the sideline for him to run on.
Deuce Vaughn would be lucky to make the team this year.
Hey, who's the quarterback in Dallas? Dak Prescott. So it's like Deuce Vaughn's out there and Dak Prescott like audibles. And Isaiah's like, no, don't do it.
No, he won't make the team.
Yeah, of course he won't make the team.
Yeah, because our running back room's so stacked.
Who's our?
Cowboys, America,
No, that's not what people do with them.
America. Well, yeah, I think I just won $160 off $10.
Attaboy.
Pretty good.
I don't like doing NBA like playoff games, first games of the series, because you just don't like. Both teams are kind of filling each other out.
Gross.
And Halliburton, I mean, I'm still a little worried about his 13 points
Why?
because he's very capable of scoring under 13 points, but having like 15 assists.
Yeah, but he's capable of scoring 6 on the first 2 possessions as well.
Yeah.
Dude can play. And also, he's listening. He knows that SGA is waiting. Like Tyrese Halliburton, who, by the way, is having like as storyline of a this time last year to this time this year story as any player, right? Like he does the hamstring last year in the Eastern Conference. Goes, oh, okay.
Sorry, Melissa's algorithm.
Yep.
Infests in the show. Then
Then goes to the Olympics where he's not healthy, so they bench him. He doesn't complain at all. He's just like, I love being around the team. I'm a gold medal guy now. Starts the season 10-15-ish. Didn't make the All-Star.
So weird.
Finished the season on a 15-4 run, 15-32 overall. I mean, that's pretty good.
I mean, he did start the season ice cold.
Ice cold. Voted most overrated. First round game-winning game series, layups, threes, beat the Bucks. About to become the only player to ever beat two teams with 64-plus wins if they beat the Oklahoma City. Trailing by 17. Wins it in overtime. I mean, he's like a movie, man.
Come back. Now he's going to be officially voted by the NBA, his peers, the most rated player.
Yeah.
Neither over or under. He's just like legit good now. Deal with it.
No one's going to watch this one.
Less people will watch this one. Nosferatu had a really good point. It's like, if this happens in the Super Bowl, in the NFL or MLB, it's exciting. And look at this, what the small market's doing. In NBA, it has like a really negative connotation that Oklahoma City and Indianapolis are represented in the finals.
The highest rated finals ever was game 6 in 98 when Jordan pushed off on Byron Russell because he was going for the three-peat and everyone either loved Michael Jordan or hated Michael Jordan. So that made everyone in the world tune in to see if he was going to get the third one.
Yeah.
The second most highest rated is 93 when it's the exact same story.
Right.
After that, they all just fall off. People only care about that legacy
historical
stuff.
excellence.
Yeah. The third most ever is the second Kevin Durant finals. Because people hate Kevin Durant for some reason.
Well, I think more so than Kevin Durant, it was LeBron and Steph going at each other.
Well, I mean, Kevin won the whole thing. You know what I mean? The worst finals of all time. Have we ever talked about this? It's the one in the bubble. It was the Lakers one. No one watched that.
False.
Isaiah watched that. He was the one. Finals that go 7 are it. Was that the one with 16? Because that was a game 7. Cleveland Cavaliers, Golden State Warriors. But I guess Cleveland won that one. So, yeah, I mean, shoot. People watch.
You know, it's funny. The least watched and the lowest rated literally games are 1, 2, and 3 of the 2020 finals.
Isn't that crazy?
Whereas the most watched, the highest rated is 1988 Game 7, and then the number one rated is 1998 Game 6. So Jordan 98 Game 6 is the highest rated single playoff game.
Crazy.
Or finals game ever. Yeah, finals.
Also, none of that compares to the finale of MASH. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Suicide is painless, man. The sports animal. Welcome back to Two Men On. From the friend of the show on the Texter. Thanks for telling me how Prize Picks works.
That's good.
Every action has to have an equal and opposite reaction. That's the point I'm trying to get to here. If you're going to say a guy is going to have a lot of strikeouts, he has to then, in fact, strike out people. That's like a real simple math equation.
Now, hold on. You need to clarify.
All right.
Strike out people on the other team.
On the other team.
Not his team.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Whoever they're playing.
He plays against the other team.
Now,
he plays for his team, but also against his opponent.
I know. Hey, Isaiah, do you have 10 more bucks in your Prize Picks account?
Yes.
All right, now pull that bad boy up. I'm going to give you some gold here, okay? I'm going to do it the way that I do it.
Also, I feel like the reason why I didn't always try to smash them, like not smash them,
Nice.
but like base
Hot.
them
That's
against
hot.
each other like that,
Super
All right.
sexy.
Yep, still sexy.
is because if I want to possibly get a flex, right? If I undo the flex, so I have the ability to miss a couple. Usually, if I tie them all together like that, if one misses, they all miss.
No. That's a loser's mentality. We're playing to win here, okay?
Okay.
I don't want to sound like Brunson Sr., but if Van is your coach, I'm your assistant coach right now.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to a major league game, right? So
You do the X's and O's. I'll be a leader of men.
I like that. So, all right, starting soon is Tampa Bay and Texas, right? That's a game that's starting. I picked it from the schedule, right? So if we're going to pitcher strikeouts, it's got Ryan.
Well, you picked it from the schedule, he says. Okay.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about on the left where you can click the schedule.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
So Ryan Pipoit, Van, is that correct?
Pepio.
Pepio. So Ryan Pepio and Jake Leitner.
Jack Leiter.
All right. So they both suck. So take less on both of them for pitcher strikeouts. Okay.
Ooh, that might be a bad idea.
Why are you saying this?
Pepio is good.
All right. He had said 5 is a lot of strikeouts. I'm taking the less. Okay. So then you scroll over to hitter strikeouts, right? So you look for dudes that you can take the less on because you don't think people are going to strike out here, right? So you jump into your whatevers. So like, just let me find you a good one real quick. Josh Lowe has been on a heater. Okay. Oh, they won't let you take the less.
And these are for hits or what?
Strikeouts.
These are for strikeouts.
Yeah.
Hitter strikeouts.
And you want to grab guys that are 0.5s, but you want to take the lesses because you don't think there's going to be any strikeouts. And then if they do get a bunch of also update on this one, it's not going to super work very good because only one guy you can take the less on. But if these guys aren't striking out, then in theory, dudes are getting hits, right? Or they're grounding out or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So if they don't go deep into the game, they're not going to get the strikeout anyways. So you can go with like a hitter fantasy score. You could go with stuff like that and say that those dudes are going to be.
But these being goblins for more bugs me. It makes me feel like Prize Picks thinks that they're for sure going to get strikeouts.
Well, but you could go opposite of what I'm saying too. Like instead of the less, you could go more on the pitchers and then smash more on all those goblin hitters.
Yeah. Who are more likely
to strike out. Yeah. But as long as you're pairing them, like that's the key. The key is you need for one to work, they both have to work. And then you become victorious at Prize Picks. And I have this huge winnings number that I don't tell people about in passing. Because talking about your fantasy sports betting winnings is like talking about your fantasy team. The only time I talk about it is when I text you guys and then I count how long it takes for you guys to send me thumbs down emojis.
Quit showing strangers pictures of your kids.
Oh, do not. Hey, and I do this. This is
close friends and family. Like that's it.
If I'm
and they usually don't care either.
Hey, I own a radio show. If I'm going to show somebody a picture or a video from it, I say, hey, can I show you something on my phone?
Can I show you a picture of my co-host Van?
That's what I say.
Yeah.
I own a pro wrestling company, and people are like, you mean like WWE? And I go, yes.
Yeah.
I go,
Let me show you a picture of Hobo Hank?
Can I show you a picture?
Standing next to Van.
Again, 2 of them in a row. I work for the Boys and Girls Club in Central New Mexico, where every day I help kids.
Yeah. Let me show you a picture of this kid getting dunked on by van.
That's what your move is?
Yeah.
These are all things I do.
Why is James crying?
Because they just got dunked on. I ain't even lying. You don't know about that, Isaiah.
No.
You need to.
You need to learn about why James is in fact crying. It's pretty obvious.
Spoiler alert, because you just got dunked on.
Correct. Now, do you think that I was lying? Do you? Because I'm not. Also, I will make that the Isham Dental soundbite of the day. I don't care.
We just riff over it.
He also gave me a nice crown earlier today, by the way.
Scott Isham did?
Yeah.
What is it? Hey, how come you can't get your mouth right?
Gold,
What's up?
platinum.
That's what we're doing here. It's a process. It is actually, he told me it was a new kind. That's actually one of the hardest options.
Ooh.
And it won't break.
Okay.
Because he said I'm big and strong, so he doesn't want me to bite real hard and break the crown in half. So
What?
Harder than that new Lil Wayne?
It's a good one.
to be determined. 10 o'clock our time.
That's when the album comes out?
Yeah, that's what I like about releases is that guys will release it at midnight. They'll say it'll be on Friday, but they release it at midnight. But here it's 10 o'clock. So really, when albums come out on Friday, we get them at 10 o'clock on Thursday.
Now, is he still on the won't travel to Louisiana because he's mad about the Super Bowl kick?
He loves Louisiana. He's mad at Goodell.
Okay, because I saw that he announced his tour and he's not going to Louisiana.
That might be a safety hazard.
All right, update alert.
Wild.
Update alert on the Lil Wayne. It's already out. So I have it on my phone here.
Dang, dropped it early.
So welcome to the game.
That would be false.
Oh.
That's a little remix DJ mix thingy.
All right, I'm just giving you what I got.
Yeah, you got the mix before.
How long do you stay mad? Like at Louisiana?
Again, I don't believe he's mad at
Because
Louisiana.
I'm looking at his tour dates. He's not going to Louisiana. I mean, that to me says that he's mad.
I bet if you look at the other locations, though, Louisiana doesn't fit in. You think cities too, like what? Baton Rouge?
All right, first of all, New Orleans. All right, I'm looking at it right here. New York, Virginia, New Jersey, Connecticut, Maryland, New York, Ontario. That's Toronto. Ohio, Indiana, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Missouri, Arizona, Washington, California. I mean, he's out west here, brother. He had the chance. California, Albuquerque, September the 14th. Texas, Oklahoma. I mean, he's right there.
He just glosses over Albuquerque, September 14th.
I just
on
said-
the calendar.
I just said that out loud.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Huntsville, Alabama from Oklahoma City. I mean, that's where he went over Louisiana. Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Orlando, Florida, West Palm. This dude hates Louisiana. Now that he just
did Jazz Fest.
Jazz Fest doesn't count.
2 weeks ago.
No, Jazz Fest sucks. The Carter 6 wasn't out yet. Sorry, Carter VI.
Carter Vi?
Carter V. Carter O.
He'll probably add another date at the end of the tour in New Orleans, depending on availability of venues.
It'd be Creole cool if he did. It's 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal.
see me flex for now, I'm no stranger.
Welcome back to the program. All right, you got our soundbite ready?
You can see me flex for now, I'm no stranger. Went to sleep, woke up, still a G.
Sorry, Isham Dental soundbite of the day. IshamDentalABQ.com.
Is it the video that we just sent to the group chat?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
the thing we talked about all last segment.
I didn't know it was Isham. Give me 2 minutes.
505-881-0422, our Isham Dental soundbite of the day. $550 per arch, $1,000 per set. You can go see Scott over at Isham Dental. He'll put the fingers that have been in my mouth in your mouth. He will help you out. Of course, he accepts Medicaid, also Delta Dental and MetLife and Cigna and Humana, all of them, Van. When's the last time you got checked up?
With Scott.
Yeah,
Got a clean bill of health. No work needed. I take my teeth quite seriously.
as low as $550 per arch. $1,000 for a set. So there you go. Tons of options for he. If you want that free exam and x-ray, go to ishamdentalabq.com. He will help you out. I promise you that.
And allow me to clarify. He gave me a clean bill of oral health.
Yeah.
My
Mental,
mental is
no.
poor, very poor.
Financial?
Not in a great spot either.
Yeah. There's
Physical used to be excellent.
Yeah.
Going downhill fast.
There's only so many O's.
The oral health, thanks to Scott Isham,
Yeah.
incredible.
Very good.
Incredible.
So I have veneers or whatever these things are
Yeah.
that Scott gave me. My smile is so much better than what it historically was.
Yeah.
It's wild. I'm handsomer.
You got better looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you a service for sure.
That is correct. All right, Isaiah, you ready?
Yes.
It's our Isham Dental soundbite of the day. That's a nice little bleed there.
Oh, good start.
Now, this, of course, is Froggy Fresh, who regularly makes appearances on this show.
Mm-hmm. In reference and music. Started off as Krispy Kreme. If you've been a day oneer, cease and desist from Krispy Kreme.
Correct. Now, Big Blue had it coming. Now, James and Big Blue are the enemy here.
Correct.
Froggy Fresh and Moneymaker Mike are the Bulls.
Heroes in here.
And James and Big Blue, they're the Knicks. And I'm not just saying those teams out of nowhere because
They're wearing the
in
jerseys.
the music video.
Yeah. Familiar with Stephen King, William Shakespeare,
Yeah.
Roald Dahl. I believe Froggy Fresh is in that echelon of storytellers.
Now, this is where it picks up right here, Van.
Just got dunked on.
I ain't even lying. Yep. Why is James crying? I ain't even lying.
Yep.
So I jumped up in the air and I dunked it in his face. That's good, Isaiah. But now you got the idea of why James would, in fact, be crying in
Yes.
this situation.
We explained to you, I believe, very clearly, because he just got dunked
He
on.
got dunked on.
That is why. And
Isaiah,
if you're worried that this story wasn't true, he clarified.
because he ain't even lying.
He ain't even lying.
No. Now, Isaiah, I know you're anticipating the Carter 6. How did you feel about Froggy Fresh's Why is James Crying?
I thought it was very entertaining.
Yep, that's accurate.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
got the visuals.
Yes.
I got the visuals. So I guess I got a lot better of a taste.
I mean, all the tastes are good, though.
Yes.
The visuals help everything
Yeah.
when it comes to Froggy Fresh. Not everything. Sometimes it's better to leave it to your imagination.
Yeah. Unlike Murder Shoes,
Yeah.
which doesn't make sense unless you watch more Froggy Fresh.
Yeah.
If Rick Carlisle wins the NBA Finals with the Pacers, he'll join a relatively exclusive club, boys, of head coaches that have won titles with multiple teams. Can you name them?
Multiple teams.
Yep. Titles
I got
with multiple teams.
two off the bat.
All right, go
I
ahead.
think these are going to be the easy ones. Phil Jackson, Pat
Mhm.
Riley.
Yes.
Phil Jackson, of course, 6 championships with the Bulls, 5 with the Lakers. Pat Riley, 4 championships with the Lakers, 1 with the Miami Heat. You want to venture another guess?
Not Doc Rivers.
Alex Hannum. I don't know who that is. 1 championship with the Hawks and 1 with the 76ers. So there you go. He's the only coach to ever beat Bill Russell's Celtics in a playoff series.
Whoa, that's big.
If he wins with Indiana, if we can all agree that the 2011 Dallas Mavericks winning the championship was wild, these might be the 2 wildest championship teams, and he coached them both. Yeah. Argue that. He's the new Zen master.
If he can pull this off,
Yeah.
I mean, this is some David and Goliath stuff going down.
You think that?
Even though it's the best team in the East versus the best team in the West,
Yeah.
it's not like some sweet Cinderella accidentally made it into the NBA tournament and just went lights out for 6 weeks, however long the NBA playoffs are. It's a long time. Yeah, there's like the best team in the East versus the best team in the West. But it feels, even though the Pacers have been one of the best teams in the NBA in the 2025 calendar year,
Mm-hmm.
it just has a feeling that the Oklahoma City Thunder are just that much better. The spread for game 1 is 9.5. That's insulting to the champions of the Eastern Conference.
Dang. That is insulting.
Almost double digits in the NBA Finals.
Take the Pacers. I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but I obviously just took everyone to Price Picks 101. How long was Carlisle in Detroit?
Long enough to win one.
If he had the team Larry Brown had when he was there, could win it. Who'd that Pistons team beat? The Lakers? Is that who they beat? I think that's accurate. God, that was so long ago. Hey, Rick Carlisle started being an NBA head coach in 2002. That is 24 years ago. That's crazy. That's so long.
Now that Popovich is retired, somebody's got to hold the mantle.
Yeah. Because he was always the one that got the comparisons to Phil Jackson. If Rick Carlisle wins, he's kind of a rival head coachy kind of dude.
To who?
Pop.
He does not have an equal.
Pop nor Phil Jackson.
I think so.
Those two are the equals.
Well,
And even then, if I still take Phil, but I give Pop a lot of,
Pop won with better teams. Phil won with better players. It's like 2 different things.
I mean, better teams thanks to his superior coaching.
Hey,
I think that 96 Bulls was probably a better team than any of the Spurs teams.
that's what I'm saying.
If you take off Timmy
Not any,
and Michael Jordan,
Not any of the Spurs teams.
I don't know which Spurs teams could have took the 96 Bulls. Or really, it's which ones went 72-10?
I think only the Bulls, right?
No, I was thinking it was 92. No, it was 90. I forgot which year. I feel bad for not knowing that.
What are you asking? The 72 Bulls? That was 96.
96. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
96. Yeah, no way.
Yeah. It's like a different game. Like,
Would have been a great matchup. But I don't even know which Spurs team was the best one. Probably the one that took out LeBron and the Heat.
Twin Towers.
I mean,
Give me Kawhi.
they won in 03, 05, 07 because they won every other year.
Mm-hmm.
So those teams. And then they want to get in
They
14?
beat Miami, then should have beat Miami if Ray Allen doesn't hit that crazy shot.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm taking that team. Now, though, Tony Parker is older. Manu is older. They're still both ballers. Then you hit Kawhi.
Yeah, but you're only talking about you don't really know. Like Bruce Bowen's name needs to come up. Like Sean Elliott's name needs to come up.
None of those guys better than Kawhi Leonard.
Shoot. They got 5 chips. How many's Kawhi Leonard got?
He's got one that's more impressive than any of those.
I think Sean Elliott has the 99 one too. Because they had 99. That was the shortened season. 03, 05, 07, and 14. So they got 5 of them. If 14 might not be right, it might be 13, but you get the point I'm getting to.
Tim Duncan is the only Spur comparable to Kawhi Leonard. He's obviously way better.
Hey, Bruce Bowen would lock down Kawhi Leonard.
You need to do your research on David Robinson, please.
Yeah, okay, we can. Yeah, but what is David? No, Kawhi in Toronto puts him above any Spur of all time. Maybe George Gervin. That might be the only Spur outside of Tim Duncan that I think could compete with Kawhi.
Do they also have 5 championships?
George Gervin, I don't know how many he's got. But I know he was like from what I've heard, he's like the original KD. He was the original long, lengthy guy that was scoring at will.
Brother, KD don't have 5 championships.
Oh, I didn't know that was the standard. I forgot that.
100% that's the standard. Give me Tony Parker. Give me Manu.
Over Kawhi?
Yes.
And longevity, yeah. Not peak, not even close.
And chips. That's all I want. I'm looking at, we're sitting across each other playing Texas Hold'em. Who's got more chips? Kawhi barely at the table. They actually put him in the corner.
2's pretty solid.
In Kawhi's defense, him only like being able to play 2 full NBA seasons and he won the championship both times he played a full season. That's kind of incredible. And then every other season that he played professional basketball, he was injured and it affected his whole season. But he did it twice.
He was hurt sometimes. Some of that time he was hurt. Wasn't injured.
Semantics, but whatever.
That's a bit of a difference. I believe there's a lot. Like, for instance, when he forced his way out of San Antonio, he could have played at the end there.
Nah, he's not a dude. I'd even take dudes on the Spurs now that, like, give me Wembyama.
Well, yeah.
For now.
In this order: David Robinson, Tim Duncan.
Wow.
Flip them.
Tim Duncan, David Robinson.
There you go.
Manu Ginobili.
How many rings did David Robinson win there?
4. I think.
I was going to say, what years were those?
99.
Okay.
03.
You was there in 03? No.
He retired in 03. That was like his go. So 2.
I thought he was out of there like a year or 2 after Tim Duncan got there.
And also, he served this great country. Like, he a hero. And if we're talking dudes who were just there, I mean, I'm putting Dennis Rodman on the list too. If we're doing that, if we're having that conversation.
Well, who else was just there?
I mean,
Definitely not Kawhi.
I think Dennis would be the one.
He played a part. He tried his best to make sure he wasn't just there. David Robinson, 4 rings. That's crazy. I don't remember those. Oh, obviously I don't remember. I don't remember hearing about
Robinson is only 99 and 03.
2. He got 2.
I didn't even know he was there in 03.
That was his last year. It was like a whole thing. He was like I'm the first of the.
That's right. That through those years when Kobe and Shaq kept knocking him out of the playoffs.
No. They won in 03.
Well, yeah, but between 99 and 03, yeah, it was Lakers 3-peat in there.
Correct.
Oh, that is correct. That is 1 less than the 4 that they won between 99 and 07. Pretty good. Popovich, man.
Yeah, no one was trying then.
We got one more break. That's the top of the hour when Josh Sushan joins us. 2 minutes on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal. We're obviously about to start talking baseball with Josh Sean. Let's get our predictions on tonight for the game, though. I think it's Oklahoma at home. I think the Thunder's crowd, I think they have the best player. I do think this one goes to 6, maybe 7, but I do think it's going to be home and home to start this series. It'll eventually be 2-2 overall. So give me Oklahoma at home tonight.
Bring out the brooms.
Oh, dang, dude.
Oklahoma City Thunder are in a class with only themselves. They're the best team in basketball, and they're only going to get better the next few years. A little mini dynasty is about to happen, and this is the first one for the Oklahoma City Thunder. No one in the NBA has more future first-round draft picks. They can either get cheap young talent and keep their core, or they can parlay those picks to continue to get better. At worst, this will be a gentleman's sweep with the Indiana Pacers stealing one in Indianapolis. But I'm saying Oklahoma City Thunder, 4 straight wins in their first of a handful of championships. You're witnessing a mini dynasty right now.
Not so bad. Isaiah, who do you got?
I've got OKC, of course, but
Okay.
I mean, I got to be the devil's advocate here. The Lakers are going to make some moves, and we're going to stop this dynasty you think is about to happen, man. Thunder. This, if they want the championship, this has got to be it. That's why they're going to win. Shea knows. I mean, Luka knocked him out last year. Shea knows that guy's coming back. He's thin, like Fred is over there on camera. 2 thin guys. Luka's coming back. He's going to come back better than ever. And he will stop this dynasty. But for now, the Thunder can have their flowers. And I agree, it will probably be a sweep, 4-1 at worst.
There you have it. Oklahoma Thunder. We all got him, except for somehow the Lakers won. Josh Sushan joins us after the break. It's 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. Hey, Sports Animal.
Fred Slow with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to Two Men On. We're wrapping up the program. We're doing with our friend Josh Sushan, who's in El Paso broadcasting baseball. Josh, welcome to the program.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How'd the team do yesterday?
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains, and sometimes you just kind of sweep it away and say, let's go get them tomorrow.
Can't win them all, man. That's what they say.
I believe that is what Sushan is saying.
You ready for how much the Isotopes and the Chihuahuas have been even Steven lately, though?
Yes, please tell us more about this gentleman, Steven.
Okay. This gentleman, Steven, has witnessed the Isotopes and Chihuahuas. This week's series is tied 1-1. For the year, the series is tied 4-4. Over the last 35 matchups, the Isotopes are 18-17. And over the last 80 matchups, the Isotopes are 41-39.
Goodness.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah, very tight.
Keeping it tight.
That's what we call your friend Even Steven.
It was Steven, man. Steven.
Mookie Blaylock's youngest son, Bradley, didn't have the greatest night last night. What has he got to do to bounce back and right his ship? He's not historically this shellable.
So here's the thing about Bradley. His previous outing, career high in innings, career high in pitches thrown, 7 2/3, 111 pitches, just gave up 3 solo homers, and it was the best I've seen Bradley throw. He looks great, right? He did it against a very good lineup in Albuquerque, a tough place to pitch there against Sugarland. And so you're like, all right, this is, look, there's tons of excuses we make for guys, and they're all true, though, right? He was a reliever. He was a starter. He's in the majors for 24 hours. He's back in the minors for 2 weeks. He's back in the majors for 3 days. And so I was really curious to see how he was going to do coming back after 7 2/3 innings, 111 pitches. And, his velocity was down a little bit. His command, I think, is the key thing. When I look back, like when I describe plays, I then look at the computer screen that I have that shows me exactly where the pitch came into the box, what the computer reads ball or strike. So he missed down the middle a lot. And so to answer your question in a short amount of time, it's, he can't live in the middle of the plate, right? He's got to have better command, and he's had some outings that have been very good this year. He's also had some really bad outings that have made the ERA look really bad. He's a super talented guy. I always feel like every time he goes out there, I feel like the Isotopes are going to win today because of how talented he is. Look, the sport's tough. And the other guys are trying really hard too.
What?
Good answer.
That was a good one. What is more predictable today? Aaron Rodgers announcing he's signing with the Steelers, or Ryan Renner winning PCL Player of the Month?
Well, the second one has already happened. Is the first one about to happen?
They said that was happening today.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like, how bad of an upset would it be if you are the player of the week 2 of the 4 weeks and you are in strong consideration for a third straight player of the week if you do not win the player of the month? That would be quite the upset.
Yeah.
Would literally be upsetting.
Got a pretty good month. Now, I feel like this could happen if you were player of the week, like 2 out of 4 weeks, but those 2 weeks span 2 different months. And then if you didn't win in either of those months, I could argue that your month streak was not within 1 calendar month. Therefore, you could be the player of the in-between months. Do they have an award for that, Josh?
No, they do not. And there is something to be said about, let's say you were in this horrendous slump and then you had 2 great weeks, but your overall numbers are not as good as someone who was just steady Eddie the whole month.
Yeah.
Then that would be a reasonable way that you would not.
That dude hates Even Steven.
What if Even Steven and Steady Eddie went to lunch together? Who would pay?
Frugal Fred.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad one.
That's not your best work.
I'm usually pretty good at puns. I kind of feel bad about that.
I think one of the most unique ownership shifts is about to happen for the Chicago White Sox. Are you kind of caught up on this? How
Ooh, catch me up.
So
Catch me up.
Jerry Reinsdorf and Justin Ishbia have an agreement that they're going to sell the White Sox sometime in between 2029 and 2034. They haven't decided exactly when, but the process has started.
You
That is weird.
now who's selling it?
Reinsdorf, principal owner, also family owns the Bulls.
He's
Selling
also
to-
89 years old.
Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty bold to think you're going to be around 2034.
I feel like this is like that HBO series about what was it called? The family, the guy, they're all trying to like take control of the family. What was that called? I only watched a few of the episodes, but people loved it.
I have no clue.
I know what you're talking about. I didn't watch it, but I do love Brian Cox.
Tricky Nicky.
Rhyming names
Is that
today.
the name of it?
I mean, how much would you love to just be able to like be a fly on the wall for the Reinsdorf kids and grandkids, and there might be great grandkids about like, hey, pops, hey, grandpops, hey, great grandpops. These multiple franchises that you own. Can we have a chat about them and what's going to happen with them?
Well, I say sell
As
them.
like kids, you get the Bulls. Ishbia family, you get the White Sox.
Now, this is actually a really good question for the boys. If you were in this spot, would you rather your dad just sell and take the cash, or would you rather run the teams yourself?
Sell, take the cash.
Van?
I want a baseball team.
Yeah,
I
you want
would way rather have a baseball team.
All right, I'll start a pickles
Because you get to have
team. I don't
you get
care.
to have both. You get to have a baseball team
Hey.
and all of the cash.
Yeah, one that you didn't start. You could be like me and start your own pro wrestling company.
What if you sold one and kept the other? Which one would you keep?
Even though I'm a baseball fan, I would keep the Bulls.
Really?
Yeah, the way better brand worldwide. I mean, this guy,
that's
this
true.
number 23 guy used to play for him.
And you only have to pay for 15 players as opposed to 26 guys and like 150 guys in the minors.
Yep, there's that.
Yeah, but
Although those 15 guys make a lot of money. But there's a straight cap, right? I mean, there's a bottom and there's a top. So it's like impossible to go bankrupt as an NBA owner because you have to spend a certain amount and you can't spend another certain amount. And that money is directly related to how much money you're getting from your national partners.
luxury tax, that too, though. All that
Yeah,
stuff
what is that?
counts. I mean, that's also I'd only get guys with cool nicknames, Wacky Jackie.
Maybe I would sell the baseball team, keep the NBA team, but I would want like season tickets, like in the first row and a suite for the baseball.
All right, it's actually in this order because it's all Chicago, right? So you marry the Bulls,
Mm-hmm.
you kill the White Sox,
Yeah.
and you have a short stint with whatever team that Asia Wilson's on.
You lay down horizontally with the 2016 Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Only them.
Yeah.
And actually, it's just the real estate company around Wrigley Field, like because they're doing well. Also, what is the name of the WNBA team in Chicago? Like, I totally blew this joke. I couldn't do it.
Sky?
Yes.
Thank you, Zay.
All right, we're back in. We're back in, Josh. We got you. Ryan Ritter's the dude. The Ice Topes are looking to bounce back. Who's on your pregame?
Carl Kaufman is on the pregame, and I said to him before we started the interview, I was like, okay, so you've been a starter just about your whole life, and this year you're a reliever. And I thought, well, it'd be a waste of time for me to interview you 2 weeks into your life as a reliever, because then I'd ask you these questions and be like, I don't know, bro. I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. Let me get used to it. So I did not ask him after 2 weeks. I waited until after 2 months in the season. So then I sat down and we chatted about here's the other thing. Like, he has watched baseball just about his entire life from a dugout, right? Either from on the mound or in the dugout. Because when you're a starter, you watch the game in the dugout when it's not your turn to start. As a reliever, you're literally watching the game from 400 feet away. And I think that's an actually really interesting dichotomy, too, of how you literally watch baseball differently.
The best interviews are bullpen guys that just tell you about what happens in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
If they're allowed to.
the things that they're all right. The best interviews are the off the record interviews when they're talking about bullpen games. And I don't mean going out there and throwing a bullpen game. I mean weird things you can do with seeds. There are weird dudes in baseball.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting conversations about what they talk about. Like if it is like one time, I think it was the 2013 team. They spent a week talking about like is the moon secretly colonized? With just like all the smartest people.
Yeah.
They spent like a week on this, and then they were trying to determine like who would be allowed on the moon if it was allowed, like based on who was out there, who would be allowed, who would not be allowed, who would want to go, all that kind of stuff.
No baseball on the moon. I'm out.
It probably started because pitchers not so affectionately refer to pitching in places like Albuquerque and El Paso as pitching on the moon. So
Yeah.
that's probably how the conversation began.
I mean,
Or
super
like,
close.
what would your ERA be if you pitched on the moon?
Earn run average satellite. There's a pun there that I don't know.
It'd be tough to get a double play grounder on the moon. That would be tough.
Hey, but if you got it, you'd be over the moon.
I'd be pretty sweet out of the tee box on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Are you good out of the sand traps? Because I hope so.
I'm not asking you would shoot on the moon, but I've always encouraged you to shoot for the moon.
Oh,
yeah.
That's good life advice there.
Shoot for the stars, settle for the moon.
Ooh, I like that one too.
You're welcome.
Well, I like that once in a blue moon.
Good one. I usually put orange in my blue moon.
Josh, give us an orbit joke or you're really missing out here.
There was a pitcher once named Greg Moonman Minton. He went 3 years without giving up a home run.
Well, we're excited to give you some space.
Yeah. Was he visited by Bill Spaceman Lee out on the moon?
Thanks for making me giggle, boys.
You're welcome.
I like giggling.
Stay wild, Moonchild. Isaiah?
Thunder in 4. Also, thank you, Scott Isham, for the wonderful crown you gave me today.
Okay. That's a drink?
Soon.
Okay. Van, final words?
Oh, my goodness, my friend. Too much for the time allotted. Anything that we didn't cover, make sure you check out tomorrow morning on the opening drive with Jeff and JJ.
Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you at the Y tomorrow, Burke.
Goodbye.